Imagine standing in a cavernous courtroom, marble pillars echoing the hushed anticipation of a nation watching the clash between raw ambition and the rule of law. Beyond these walls, factories roar, oil derricks creak under the weight of progress, and the relentless tide of commerce surges forward, indifferent to the individual. Yet here, in this hallowed hall, John D. Rockefeller, magnate of Standard Oil, finds himself measured not by profits or factories, but by the power of a single principle that no one, however mighty, is above the law. This is more than a legal battle. It is the crucible in which America's vision of fair commerce will be forged. In the 1870s, Rockefeller saw oil not merely as a commodity, but as the lifeblood of a new era, flowing through iron pipelines and illuminating the night with kerosene's steady glow. He envisioned a world unified by energy, where the spark of industry could kindle prosperity in every corner of the globe. Yet vision alone does not transform landscapes or monopolize markets. Discipline harnesses vision, and action unleashes it. From the muddy fields of Pennsylvania to the heart of Manhattan's boardrooms, he orchestrated acquisitions and secret rebates, weaving a network of influence so vast that competitors folded like paper under the pressure. But belief, the unshockable conviction in one's purpose, does not excuse ruthlessness. Rockefeller believed that efficiency was moral, that consolidation served progress, and that his purpose was guided by a higher clarity: to supply the world with reliable energy at the lowest possible cost. In his mind, monopoly was not villainy but superiority, a singular, streamlined engine of prosperity. 2. Rockefeller. Every barrel of oil wrested from the earth carried the weight of destiny. Every pipeline laid was a testament to human innovation. And yet, progress carved its own resistance. By the turn of the century, whispers of Standard Oil's dominance had swelled into a roar. Local refiners, small-town merchants, and even state legislatures cried fool. Was it possible that the very man who illuminated rooms across the nation now cast a shadow over competition itself? When President Theodore Roosevelt declared the presidency a steward of public welfare, he ignited a new chapter in the American experiment. The mantle of trust-buster fell upon him, and the Department of Justice, once an observer, prepared to challenge Rockefeller's empire in federal court. It is here that purpose meets resistance. Rockefeller's purpose to build an unparalleled enterprise clashed with America's purpose to preserve a fair arena for commerce. Discipline demanded focus, yet, in the face of legal scrutiny, the oil titan had to summon resilience. Underneath his composed veneer, he felt the tremors of uncertainty, for in this trial lay more than fines or injunctions. It threatened his legacy. Would history remember John D. Rockefeller as the visionary who electrified a nation, or as the monopolist who strangled opportunity? Modern audiences might see this as a tale of greed versus justice, but the true battleground was subtler. It was a conflict of ideologies. On one side, the ruthless logic of efficiency that saw competition as waste. On the other, the moral imperative that competition nurtures innovation and protects freedom. In the courtroom's hush, legal arguments transformed into philosophical tenets. Rockefeller's attorneys argued that breaking Standard Oil would fracture progress, driving costs up and stifling global reach. The Justice Department countered that unchecked power corrodes democracy, and that the trust existed not for public benefit, but private gain. Listen to the rhythm of those arguments. Feel how each word carries the weight of a nation's future. This was not a quiet legal proceeding, it was a march toward defining modern capitalism's moral boundaries. The judge's gavel did not merely signal rulings. It rang with the resonance of values under debate. Rockefeller leaned forward in his chair, calm yet alert. knowing that clarity of vision must now yield to clarity of law. He had built an empire on discipline. Now he would navigate its disassembly with the same unyielding purpose. Across the nation, workers watched. Some saw hope, small refineries dreaming of survival, entrepreneurs envisioning fresh opportunities. Others feared chaos, supply chains disrupted, markets destabilized, livelihoods precarious. Yet adaptability, another Rockefeller principle, would shape the outcome. As the government pressed on, Rockefeller's inner circle began reimagining the empire's form. From a monolithic trust to a constellation of companies bound by shared interests, but legally distinct. It was not capitulation, but evolution, proof that true power adapts to constraint. In 1911, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict. Standard Oil must be broken into 34 separate entities. The news struck like thunder across the corridors of power. Rockefeller, the invincible oil baron, now faced the shattering of the empire he had so meticulously constructed. But witness his response. He did not despair. He had always spoken of right living, a philosophy that extended beyond the boardroom. Belief in purpose, clarity of values, and discipline in action guided him still. As his holdings divided, he transformed from monopolist to philanthropist, channeling his vast fortune into education, science, and public health. His resilience became legend. Today, we stand on the shoulders of that trial. We navigate giants of tech and finance, aware of antitrust debates that echo the courtroom drama of 1911. The questions remain the same. How much power is too much? When does efficiency cross into exploitation? Where do we draw the lines between innovation's promise and corporate overreach? The historic antitrust lawsuit casts its long shadow, reminding us that no matter the era, the principles of belief, discipline, clarity, action, resilience, and adaptability remain our guideposts. As you listen, let the story awaken in you a deeper understanding that legacy is not defined by the heights you reach, but by the principles you uphold when tested. Rockefeller's trial was not merely a legal turning point. It was a moral crucible that tempered the very soul of American enterprise. Let this voice carry you beyond mere facts and into the realm of transformation, where clarity of vision meets the justice of law, and where the truest victory lies not in unchallenged dominance, but in the evolution that follows confrontation. Feel the pulse of that moment, the hush before the verdict, the electric tension of arguments clashing like titans, the quiet resolve of a man who, even as his empire splintered, saw a higher purpose beckoning. This is not a story to be summarized or shelved. It is a living testament to the power of ideas, the necessity of checks and balances, and the enduring call of legacy. Let the historic antitrust lawsuit speak to your own ambitions. Question your convictions. Test your discipline. Embrace adaptability. For in the echoes of Rockefeller's trial, you may find the blueprint for your own journey toward a purpose that outlives profit, a resilience that outlasts adversity, and a legacy that shapes the future.